Hey guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl. Filming for you from a new location today. We booked our getaway in Malibu for 7 days and it's completely amazing with an ocean and everything. Makes me want to create even more. And today I wanted to share my thoughts on building your first team. So when you're just starting a business, you might think, well, I thought this way, that the more people I have, the more revenue I would be able to generate. And I always thought that if a company is big, if it's making millions and billions of dollars, that means they have hundreds and thousands of people, until I learned about online business, online products, having independent contractors, and everything that I'm going to talk about today is based on my own experience. Last month, I have a company called Linguamarina, and last month we were able to generate $40,000, and we're only a team of 4. And all of my people, all of my team are independent contractors. And I think this is amazing. If somebody told me that 10 years ago, I would have been really surprised. But now I think I have more experience in building teams and communicating with people who are remote, because hiring remotely, especially if you're in California, is a lot cheaper. Today I'm going to talk about how I built this team, how I created instructions for them, and how we're able to effectively communicate with me being in California, another person being in Europe, another person being in Ukraine, another person being in Russia. And we're also going to talk about a tool that helps me do that. It's called Band. It's a messenger app, and they're sponsoring this video. Thank you so much, guys, for that. So yeah, if you're interested, continue watching. Now, thought number 1. What's really important if you're just starting a business, I think it's really important to kind of try and do everything yourself first, not because it's effective, because it's not effective at all. Your role as a founder is to create strategy, is to create a vision, where are you going, what are you doing, and if you end up creating invoices yourself, posting on your social media, creating content, working with clients, selling, that means all of your time is going into operations, which is not effective at all. But if you're just starting out, I would do everything yourself in order to understand how fast you can perform a task. What does this task consist of? And before you delegate, you need to create instructions for everything. And I know when you're just starting a company, you don't think about instructions, you don't really think about delegating, KPIs, everything you're interested in is generating money. But guys, I've made so many mistakes with building teams, with trying to delegate things I didn't understand myself, and I lost a lot of money on that. So let me give you a couple of steps that you need to start with. So first of all, you need to think about your companies and about your team in terms of functions, not people. So you don't have a marketing person. You have 3 functions that are related to marketing. So for example, function number 1 is your social media management or whatever. And you have Instagram. And for every function, you need to have clear instructions. So for your Instagram, post daily. And I'm gonna write like outline of instructions. They have to be really thorough. So you post daily, the photo should have a person, it should be from a source that wouldn't penalize you for using their images. So it has to be license-free content or something you generate yourself. Then write a text with a call to action. I know it's up to you. I don't know how your business is gonna function, but for my teams, I have very clear instructions of how one Instagram post works. And you have this perfect time to post. For example, you tell them you post at 9 p.m. every day, depends on where you are. And also for every function, you have a KPI. So how do you know that the person is performing well? For example, subscriber growth, organic of course, growth is 10%, engagement is 10%. And so for every single function, this is function number 1, then you have function number 2. For example, that's, Facebook. And so for every single function, you're gonna go like that. You will describe everything. So first of all, you do it yourself. You understand how to do it. You understand the best practices. You outline them, and only then you delegate. This is really important, because if you think you're gonna hire a specialist who's gonna do everything for you, well, especially if you're just starting out with your business, you won't be able to qualify that person. You won't be able to understand just from one interview or maybe 3 interviews. You won't be able to understand whether that person is good enough, and then you would end up delegating things you don't understand, and you would end up with a bad result. So first of all, you're gonna create functions and create instructions and KPIs for every function. It's okay to adjust them later. We update instructions every month. Like if something comes up, we add them to instructions. So this is number 1. And then you hire a person. It doesn't have to be like a dedicated person for every function. Then you hire a marketing manager who's gonna take over function number 1, number 2, and number 3. And then you hire a personal assistant. By the way, if you're just starting out, again, your first hire should be your personal assistant, because you probably won't be able to find a specialized person for everything you want to delegate, and personal assistant will be the best. So function number 4, function number 5 goes to your personal assistant, and then you're left with a couple of functions, which are probably strategy and overall growth of your company. So this is the way I want you to think about hiring new people. Second, this is kind of legal aspect, and this really depends on where you are, but I would really, if you're in California like me, and if you're working remotely, if everything is online, I would hire somebody from a different country or from a different state, which is cheaper, which is more cost effective. And in the current situation, everybody's working from home anyway, so why bother and hire somebody in a very expensive state? Let other big companies do that who have billions of revenue. We're gonna hire in cheaper countries where a lot of talented people are gonna be excited about working with you. Now, once you have even one person on a team, 2 people on the team, you need to set rules on how you communicate. For example, in my case, I don't like when people send me audio messages. I tell them that I can send you audio messages and you have to text me, because this way I'm able to save my own time, and that makes it easier to communicate with you. Then, for example, you tell them, we have this report, we have this spreadsheet, you need to fill it in every week, and I'm gonna read it, and then we're gonna jump on a call to discuss further strategy. So it has to be really clear on how you communicate with your team. Again, once you have your KPI, once you have all the functions, it's really easy to set up. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there is an app called Band, and Band is a group communication platform for all types of groups. And when you set your company on Band, I would create a group chat for all the members of your team, and we do that for general announcements, for strategy. I like to record like a weekly video for my Linguatrip team, for example, to tell them this is what's happening, this is what's gonna happen, because I think that calls that last an hour and include every member of the team are really ineffective, because that time could be spent on creating something new. So I would just send them a video message through this group chat, and you can use Band for that. Perfect application. You're just sending in a video and people can react to it and leave their comments. If you want to make this communication more powerful, you can create a poll and ask your team what they think about the past month. Do you think it was good or whatever? This is good if you have a bigger team and you want to kind of understand the general perspective of your team. The next thing, if you have a team of more than 3 people, you can go live and tell them what's going on. That could also be done through Band app, because again, sometimes when you have this group call with 4 or 5 people and everyone starts talking at the same moment, that's a little complicated. But if you're the one delivering the message, you can go live and just read messages from your team. So again, there are a lot of features, there are a lot of things you can do, but you as a founder have to come up with a schedule of how it's better for you. Because if you don't feel comfortable with your team, if you don't feel comfortable communicating with them, if you set up a schedule that limits your creativity, then this is going to reflect on the revenue, this is going to reflect on your management style. So first of all, when you create a company, think about how things work better for you, and then talk to your team members and kind of generate this routine that's going to work for all of you. I wanted also to dig a little deeper on how it works on my team. I have my salesperson, I have a video editor, I have my social media manager, and my assistant. These are the 4 people that we work with constantly every day. And my communication with the team doesn't take more than 2 hours a day, because the rest I spend time, with my family, filming videos, doing creative stuff, and this is something I want you to strive for. I came to this after reading 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Yes, I'm not even close to 4 hours a week. I'm doing a little, twice as much or 3 times as much as he's done, but this is something to start with. So if you limit your communication time to maybe 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, then you have a lot more time and energy to actually create. And Band is one of the best tools to kind of set everything up because it's free. It has a lot of different features that we talked about, like polls and live streams and whatever. So just go ahead and try it. Even if you're on your own right now, I would just start creating the structure of your company, because once you start growing, there will be no time to think about these things, about instructions, about KPIs. Then things are going to speed up really fast, and it's really good to have foundation for your future growth. Band is loved by leaders of teams and groups because it makes their communication efficient. Leaders can customize their Band settings to allow or disable certain features for group members. Leaders have all the group members in one app, so they can always easily update everyone and immediately when last-minute changes happen. Whatever your group or team's goal is, Band will help you get there together. The link to download Band app would be below this video. I'm going to wrap up this video with describing our sources of revenue for the last month, because you might be wondering how I can make the same. So basically, we have our ads, product placements, we have our digital products, and digital products include courses, my YouTube course, workbooks, I have an English language workbook, and affiliate income. So here's the revenue breakdown. 25,000 here, 14,000 here, and 1K here. I'm proud of my team. I'm really proud of myself that I was able to set this up. I'm really proud of you guys because you're watching this video up to the very end and you're hitting the like button. That means you're actually, learning information from me, and hopefully you're going to create your online business. But basically, yeah, the last tip that I wanted to share with you is, have these multiple sources of income because they're going to keep your company afloat no matter what happens. If the world goes down, if quarantine lasts for years, having different streams of income, different products, it's going to help you a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. The link to download the Band app is below. I really hope that you start creating this solid foundation for your company right now, and I hope you enjoy watching my business related videos, my business tips. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, there is a red button below. Hit subscribe, and I will see you very soon, hopefully from the same location. Bye!